Welcome to the Abundance Flow. Today's reflection is about the resistance within, the quiet force that holds you back even when you're ready to change. You'll learn to see how fear disguises itself as hesitation and how awareness can melt that resistance into flow. Take a deep breath. Let's begin. You say you want to change. You speak the words with sincerity. I'm ready for something new. But deep within, something quiet trembles. A whisper, almost imperceptible, says, "Wait, not yet." You don't always hear it, but you feel it. A strange pull backward, like invisible hands gripping your ankles when you try to move forward. You call it procrastination. You call it confusion. You call it life getting in the way. But what if it isn't the world blocking you? What if it's your own energy, tangled in old fear? The subconscious fear of change doesn't roar. It hides. It smiles when you make your vision boards. It nods when you repeat affirmations. It watches patiently until the moment change begins to arrive. Then it whispers again, "Are you sure you're safe? Are you sure you deserve this? Are you sure you can handle what's next?" And before you know it, your energy begins to split in two directions. One part longing for transformation, another anchoring itself in the familiar past. You may not see it, but the universe feels it. Because your energy speaks louder than your words. You say, "I want flow." But your vibration says, "I'm scared of losing control." You say, "I want love." But your vibration says, "Love once hurt me and I can't face that again." You say, "I'm ready for abundance." But your vibration says, "What if abundance changes who I am?" This is the silent contradiction, the cross purpose of the soul. It's what keeps you standing at the edge of a new life, afraid to step through the door. But here's the truth. Fear isn't your enemy. It's your gatekeeper. It guards every threshold you're meant to walk through, not to stop you, but to ask, are you conscious enough to enter? When you meet your fear with resistance, you freeze. But when you meet it with awareness, you transform. Because awareness melts fear, like sunlight over frost. So pause. Breathe. Close your eyes and whisper to yourself, "I see you. I'm not running anymore." That's the moment your energy begins to shift. That's where the real change begins. Not outside, but deep within your roots. Once you see the fear, you begin to notice the walls it built. The root energy blocks. There are three main ones that keep you disconnected from your source. The infinite current of creation that flows through everything. The first block is the wound of control. It's born when life once felt chaotic, unpredictable, painful. So you learn to manage, to plan, to perfect, because control gave you safety. But here's the paradox. What you use to feel safe also keeps you trapped. Control squeezes the flow. It tells the universe, only this way, only on my timeline. And the universe, patient and loving, waits for you to soften. Because flow requires surrender, not perfection. The second block is the wound of worth. It's the whisper that says, "Who am I to ask for more?" You may appear confident, capable, accomplished, but beneath it all, a subtle voice doubts if you are enough to receive the love, the ease, the abundance you crave. And so, you unconsciously block the flow of blessings. Not because you don't deserve them, but because you still carry the vibration of lack. The root of worth isn't built through doing. It's remembered through being. When you remember that your existence itself is divine, worth dissolves into truth. You are already worthy. Always have been. The third block is the wound of trust. The fear that if you open your heart, something will break. That if you leap, no one will catch you. It's the wound that keeps you half in, half out. 1 foot in faith, 1 foot in fear. This is the block that disconnects you most from Source, because Source can only flow through openness. Trust is the bridge between your human self and your divine self. When these 3 wounds weave together, they form the energetic root system of resistance. They don't vanish by force. They soften through recognition, compassion, and gentle release. You don't need to fix yourself. You need to feel yourself, because what you feel, you heal. Let the energy rise. Let the tears come. Let the tightness in your chest finally speak. Because every time you allow what you once suppressed to breathe, you are clearing the underlying junk that blocked your abundance. The more you release, the lighter you feel. And when you become lighter, you become magnetic. Not because you chase, but because you flow. The universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your frequency. And the moment your energy aligns with truth, doors that once seemed sealed begin to open with ease. Now imagine yourself standing again at that doorway of change, the same one you once feared, only this time, the fear feels softer. It's still there, but it's no longer in control. It has become your companion, a reminder that you are growing beyond what you've known. Take a breath. Feel the energy beneath your skin, warm, alive, moving. That is flow returning. Flow isn't something you chase. It's what naturally rises when you stop resisting. When you clear the root blocks, the energy of Source, of life itself, begins to move through you again. You begin to feel connected to everything. The breeze that touches your face, the sound of laughter in the distance, the rhythm of your own heartbeat. All whispering, you are part of this. In that moment, abundance no longer feels like a reward to earn. It feels like a river that's been flowing all along, waiting for you to step back in. You begin to notice synchronicities. The right people, opportunities, and insights showing up effortlessly. You begin to feel more peace even when life isn't perfect, because your safety no longer depends on control. It lives in trust. You realize that change was never something to fear. It was your soul's language for growth. The unknown was never a threat, it was an invitation. Every ending was a beginning disguised in patience. You are not becoming someone new. You are remembering who you truly are. The one who flows, who trusts, who creates. And as you open, the flow expands. You start to give without fear of loss. You start to receive without guilt. You start to live without resistance. You begin to walk lighter, speak softer, breathe deeper. You begin to embody the truth that abundance is not outside you, it is you. So the next time fear whispers, "Don't change, it's safer here," smile gently. Place a hand over your heart and say, "I understand, but we are safe now, we are ready to flow." Because this soft courage, this open heart, this stillness that holds movement, this is what freedom feels like. You are not here to fight your fear, you are here to dance with it until it becomes part of your flow. Let the old dissolve. Let the light in. Let the river move through you again. And as you return to flow, you remember what was true all along. Change was never the enemy. It was always the doorway. Thank you for listening. Remember, awareness is the first step toward flow. When fear appears, don't fight it. Simply breathe and return to your energy. Follow the abundance flow for more calm guidance on your awakening journey.